Hey everybody, this is Dr. David Jockers, and today we're talking about good support, so strength and support for our lower back, how to prevent back injuries, and really how to have a strong, stable spine for the rest of our lives. And so there are some basic principles. Number one is we definitely want to follow the supercharge your health diet plan. Absolutely, we want to really just de-inflame our body, have an anti-inflammatory nutrition plan. That's going to be really important with this. We also want to be seeing a wellness-based chiropractor to make sure that our spine is in good alignment, to make sure that we have no pressure on any major nerves that will cause pain and cause dysfunction in our organ systems. So those are two prerequisites before we even get started with this video today. Now on top of that, if you're an athlete, right, like myself, or somebody that engages in a lot of extreme activities, you're under a lot of physical stress, things like that, then there's another great supplement. This is also good if you have pain in your body and you want to de-inflame. That's called Wobe enzyme, and this is by Garden of Life. It is a systemic enzymes, and these enzymes help your body break down metabolic waste and actually get metabolic waste out of your system. So it helps reduce pain, reduce inflammation, helps you function at a higher level. So that's Wobe enzyme. You can find it right in our product recommendations right here on our site, drjockers.com. So that's Wobe enzyme. Now, outside of that, there are some very, very key stretches and strengthening exercises we want to be doing on a regular basis. And so there are 8 very important stretches that we're going to start with. These stretches you should do 2 to 3 times a day, and ultimately you want to do it for about a 10 to 15 second hold with each one of these stretches. So let's go ahead and let's get started with the stretches. So the first 2 I'm going to do standing up, okay? And so the first one I'm going to do, all I'm going to do is bend to my side. Actually, I'm going to get a wide base, and I'm going to bend to my side like this right here, okay? And so if I have a lot of pain, I'm real stiff, I won't bend as much. If I'm more flexible, I want to bend way down like that. And that's going to really stretch these muscles on the side of my spine. So I'll hold for 10 to 15 seconds right in this position here. The second stretch, well, I go right back to the other side. So I'm stretching just like this, back to the other side, holding for about 10 to 15 seconds. And you can do 2 reps through if you like. If you feel like you need a little bit more time on that stretch, absolutely. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bend forward. I'm stretching my spine out, okay? Nice and forward like this. If you can't get that far, right, even if you just get here, that's good, okay? Then I'm going to extend back as far as I can like this. Let my neck go, and just holding like that. Now, if at any point during these stretches you feel very sharp, intense pain, stop doing that stretch and actually go into the counter stretch. So if I have a lot of pain going back, then I want to spend more time going forward, because typically it means the joints in the back are closing off, and I want to open those up a little bit more. So I want to spend a little bit more time going forward, okay? Now, 2 more stretches I want to do. I want to go rotationally, okay? So I'll rotate as far as I can to this side, keeping my legs still, and I can even grab the side of a wall to get a little bit more of a stretch. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds, come back to the other side. Stretching really good there, and then come back. So those are the first 6 stretches. Now there's 2 very important ones we want to do on the ground. So this stretch, first one is called child pose, and I want to kind of get in a position on all 4s, and I'm going to come down like this, stretch, and then come up like that. And then again, go back down. These stretches I should hold for 10 to 15 seconds and then come back up, just like that. Okay? Now there's a wide range of other stretches I could do, but those are really the essential 8 that we want to be incorporating on a daily basis. Again, you want to do these stretches 2 to 3 times a day. I'd like to do them first thing in the morning as part of your process of getting awake. Drink lots and lots of fresh water, right? Clean water with fresh squeezed lemon. Then start doing these stretches. It'll actually help move your bowels, so you'll help eliminate toxins out of your system. It'll help get more fluid, more nutrition into your lower back muscles, right? As well as your joints and as well as your spine, which is going to really help you get going for the day. Also, I like to do them at night while I'm watching TV, or if I'm listening to music or whatever it is, part of a wind down process. And anybody that's living a real stressful life, maybe you're working a lot at a desk or you're working out very intensely, great stretches to do as an ergonomic break during the day as well. Okay, and so we want to do, again, 2 to 3 times a day, 10 to 15 second stretches, and you can do 2 reps on each, 2 full reps on each one of them. Okay, so those are our stretches we want to be doing on a regular basis to improve our spinal function. Outside of that, there are some key strengthening exercises we want to be performing to help stabilize our spine. The first one is actually very, very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to squeeze our glutes. Most people are lifting incorrectly. They're lifting with their knees, right, like that, or they're doing this. What we want to do is when we're lifting, we actually want a slight bend in my knees, and I want to come down, pick something up, and then come back up and actually squeeze my glutes. I want to do the whole movement with my glutes and my hamstrings. So the way that I train my nervous system to contract here is I do this during the day. Slight bend, coming up, and really accentuating that squeeze, really squeezing my glutes. So coming down, coming up, really squeezing tight. So if you have a lot of lower back pain, don't go very far. Just do this, come up, and really get a good squeeze. In fact, you can almost even stand here and just squeeze your glutes like that. Squeeze, and then actually contract here. Now contract my abdominals, hold 5 seconds, squeeze, hold 5 seconds, contract my abdominals, hold 5 seconds. So if I have a real acute lower back, lots of pain, okay, then all I want to do is squeeze my glutes and contract my abdominals. If I'm not in that much pain, then I'll start bending down low, right, and coming up and squeezing, okay? And I can even incorporate some dumbbells into it and do a deadlift. Coming down, coming up, squeezing real tight like this. Phenomenal exercise to be doing on a regular basis throughout the day. Just squeezing your glutes. Again, training your nervous system to contract here, it's going to literally save you. In fact, the most common muscle imbalances I see are people that have a lot of stress here and here in the psoas muscle, and they're weak here and here. So we're trying to strengthen these 2 groups and relax these 2 groups. And so we do that again. Squeezing the glutes actually takes pressure off of my lower back, takes pressure off of my psoas. So that's the first exercise. Second thing I'm going to do is a stability ball crunch. And this is a very key exercise. I do not recommend crunches off the ground. It actually puts a lot of stress on our psoas muscle, causes more muscle imbalances. But off the ball takes my psoas out of it, makes it really, really effective. So I get in a position like this. Lower back still on the ball. Get a good stretch and bend over it. And I'm going to come up and crunch, just like this. Hold, come back down, and come up. Crunch and hold. Come back down, crunch and hold. If I want to make it more challenging, I can bring my arms out like this, crunch and hold. I can also utilize a stability ball. Bring it out, crunch and hold, just like that. That clearly makes it a lot more challenging when I'm doing that. Now, the next exercise, we're going to do a bridge, and I can do this off of the ball or on the ground, okay? So the first thing, if I'm doing it off the ball, I get in a position like this, and I'm going to bring my butt down, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes. So I'm going to squeeze right there, come back down, squeeze glutes, come back up, and down, squeeze, down, and squeeze. And if I want more weight, I just can put my hands and push down and come up and squeeze. Perfect exercise for your lower back. And you can do those exercises together. You can do the crunch, then the bridge. Great exercises for strengthening your core and strengthening your abdominals. Now, the next one I'm going to do is a plank exercise. So I can get in a position here with my elbows and my feet, or I can do it with my hands and my feet. But I want to keep my core real tight. So holding just like this, holding real strong, hold for 30 seconds, and relax. And back, hold 30 seconds, and relax. You can do a couple of sets of that while you're watching TV. You don't want to feel exhausted in here, but you want to feel like you worked a little bit. You do that on a regular basis. That'll help really strengthen this area. Another exercise you can do is a side plank, just like this, from the side where I'm in a plank position. And then, of course, just like that. And I can bring my arm up too if I want to. Okay? Beginner version of that, I would just have my knee down in this position, strengthening the side core and those oblique muscles. So these are all great exercises that we should be performing every day to help strengthen and stabilize all the musculature that surrounds and protects our lower back and our core. These are easy things that you can do at home in the morning when you're waking up, right, as part of a process to get your body ready for the day. You can do them at night before you go to bed. You can do them, you can incorporate them maybe in the beginning or at the end of your workout. In the beginning, they're great warm-up exercises. And at the end, they're great cool-down exercises, core conditioning exercises. So however you want to incorporate it, but I would definitely recommend doing these at least 4 times a week. And really doing them, going maybe 2 to 3 sets through on each of these. Okay, if you can do them every day, great. These are not exercises that are going to fatigue you out. They're exercises that are going to build good core strength and endurance and really help keep your spine strong and stable on a regular basis. So hey, I'm Dr. David Jockers, and remember our first 2 principles, making sure we're seeing a wellness-based chiropractor, that we actually have a spinal hygiene program that our chiropractor has prescribed for us, as well as making sure that we're following our anti-inflammatory diet and nutrition principles. Then we start incorporating all of these exercises. Now, hey, we've got a program to keep us healthy, strong, and stable for the rest of our lives, allow us to age gracefully so we never end up bent over like this, but when we're 80s and 90s, we've got great and amazing health. Hey, I'm Dr. David Jockers, and we'll see you next time. Supercharge your health.